your guy Malik again. Welcome to Ikawa Talk. Today is going to be a very special talk where we are going to talk about new things, and it's just going to be me. Dolph is on the phone since we are using iPhone 11 to shoot, and we also have the guests. Welcome to Ikawa Talks, Maya.
Thank you, Malik, for having me today.
Yes, so thank you for welcoming us at Question Coffee. And we would want to really know much about coffee. But before we start talking about coffee, I would like our audience to know who Smaya is.
So my name is Maya Owajaneza, and I'm a Rwandan. And I work here at Question Coffee as a quality control and a roaster. And my job is to ensure the best cup of coffee for everybody who comes in and to wherever that we serve our coffee.
Quality control and
roaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
So being a quality control and a roaster, you start at a very basic. You start at knowing how coffee is grown, how to make it, and then so that you can be able to quality control all the things that coffee contains.
Yes.
And so by roasting coffee, I have a few things that I could want to show you. These are dried coffee beans from the cherry, the red cherry that we always see. And then you turn it into a green coffee by removing this parchment. And now we have, I lost it. And now we have green coffee right here. So this is what Rwanda normally exports to the international market.
Okay.
And this is what
keep going.
This is what Question Coffee buys, and then you put it in a roasting machine, and then you turn it into a brown, delicious bean that could be ground and brewed later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now this is when we buy beans, this is what we buy.
Exactly.
So we don't buy this.
No, you buy the roasted beans.
So just before we keep talking about coffee, though, a very curious quick question. Can I buy this as an individual, the green coffee?
You can, but then you cannot drink it. You really need to carry on that process of turning this green coffee into a breakable content. For example, if you take this bean and do like this, you see that you can easily break it. But if you take this and do this, you can never.
Okay.
Even trying to chew it.
You cannot.
So the process of roasting is turning this green bean, but there's a lot of chemical reactions that happen throughout. So a roaster has like about 25% to run the entire work of the coffee farmers, and has all the rest of the percentage to make sure that the client loves the coffee out.
Interesting. Yeah. So now I know. Just again, I want the audience to really know who you are. Yeah. I personally have been very privileged to follow you, and I've seen you going all over the world, in different countries, in different states in the US. You've been featured in different magazines. Can you just tell us a little bit, when you travel as a coffee person, as a coffee expert, what do you go there to do? Or what are you going for? Learning? Are you exporting your skills? And as a Rwandan, what does that mean? We know that Rwanda has really good coffee. So what does that mean to you?
Exactly. So I've been able, or had a privilege of being selected in one of the lead scholars. That is, there's a board called Specialty Coffee Association that leads all the coffee industries in the world. So they have this fellowship program of shaping the leaders of the future, but into coffee industry. So, and that entails giving you opportunities to travel, to attend different coffee global events, being able to grow yourself professionally by taking any course. So I chose roasting, that's why I'm actually a roaster. And then also, but then it is that opportunity that you get as a single Rwandan in the country, but it comes with the responsibility of wanting to represent where you're from. So every single time I get to go to those events, I have so many friends all over the world. So they help me. I have this coffee event called Elevate Your Coffee, my personal event. So I always try to carry out wherever I go to just build awareness of what Rwandan coffee farmers are doing, and what we actually, all the efforts that we put in to make our coffee taste better.
So you are not only going to learn, but you're also exporting Rwandan coffee culture.
Exactly, and putting Rwanda on that. high level. Yeah.
Nice. How can you summarize the process of me drinking coffee? What does it take for me to drink coffee?
What does it take you to drink coffee? I think we know that Rwanda, we don't really have that culture of drinking coffee, or it's never been part of our culture.
Yes.
So we're still really building that culture up, and that's why you see amazing industries like Western coffee and the rest opening up. But for a Rwandan to take initiative to drink a black coffee, it's still a struggle. A lot of Rwandans that we get here, they drink coffee with milk, and that's okay, and that's how we all started. So I think the most important thing is trying to show them the impact that the coffee is actually having on everybody in the country, and so that they see that it's not about only drinking a cup of coffee, but it's actually making an impact to people behind this cup of coffee that we have. Yeah.
What do you see as an impact? So you've been in this business for long.
Yeah.
Can you try to break to us a little bit of the impact of coffee in Rwanda?
Exactly. So for me, I've been around this bean for the past almost 4 years, and I couldn't really appreciate coffee at all if I haven't been able to meet the coffee farmers that grow the coffee. And being able to see all the efforts that they put in at the farm level helps you to really understand that, oh, actually this is a magical bean. And it requires a lot of passion, love, patience. Coffee takes years to grow, and it takes years for us to be able to have it in a cup. So if you're reasonable enough, you start thinking about the people, and that makes you appreciate coffee more. So it's no longer what makes you energetic, happy, and excited, but it's also about what you're trying to contribute towards the people who are vulnerable or who are behind
Interesting.
it. Yeah.
So we see a lot of Rwandans, especially young creative, now getting into the culture of drinking coffee.
Yeah.
But and sometimes me, Dolph, and everyone, when we sit over the coffee, we have a debate on like coffee. It's like, is this coffee good? Is this coffee good? Or this brand is not good. But we actually really don't know the basics. So if someone hasn't really been in this type of space where they can learn basic of coffee, what tips can you give someone to look at when they are choosing good coffee?
First of all, like we all believe, you really want to meet those experts that you believe in. And we're lucky enough that we have such spaces here at Question Coffee where people get to be educated about their favorite product. But now, if you were not able to afford such opportunity, the only thing that you can take into consideration when you're drinking coffee will be the smell of it, it will be the taste of it. Normally, generally, when you drink a coffee and it leaves a very bitterness into your mouth, that way, like we are talking right now, and I'll still feel or taste that bitterness in my mouth, that's a bad coffee. You don't need that coffee. Like we're now having black coffee, right? But how do you feel after taste? It gives you some sweetness coming back into your mouth, and you feel like you still want to have sips and more sips and more sips.
But coffee smells coffee, right?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Smell, I have actually this thing right here. These are different things or flavors that all the experts around the world came up to be able to find that coffee is not only coffee, but it has all.
Is this about the smells or the taste?
Everything together.
So I see things like rubber.
So
petrol?
there's a part here. Those are like a defects. Those are things you don't want to find into a coffee. But people also want to be knowledgeable about that, so that you know what to look for and you know what you don't want to have.
So what do we need to find in coffee here?
What you need to find, you need these all these things coming here, fruity, chocolatey, those kind of things. That's what you need. And you need having all those different varieties in it. Syrups, caramel, vanilla.
So let's break this into a really simple process. Taste, smell, what else? So
there's a test. So there's actually, to test coffee as a pro, you need to know 5 aspects.
What are those 5 aspects?
There is aroma.
I am going to be a pro.
Yes. There's aroma, which is actually a smell, and there is flavor.
Step by step. Aroma,
this is a smell that you get into coffee.
So, and then how coffee can smell? What the type of smell
so
the coffee can have?
The flavor are influenced because of different varieties.
Yes.
So there's because of maybe where the coffee is from. If there is like volcanoes over there, that type of a soil with volcanoes ashes tend to have such fruitier kind of thing.
Yes.
So normally when you're drinking or tasting coffee or smelling coffee, you try to relate to what you normally eat.
Yes.
You can never, if you don't really know how lemon smells like, I will never relate. So you want to think as you smell or as you sniff the coffee grounds, you're like, oh, is this chocolate? This gives me a little bit of a chocolate kind of smell. And now you write it down, and that's how people come up with different flavors in coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. So you smell, you try to think everything that you've tasted.
Am I right if I'm smelling a little bit of chocolate here?
You're totally right. There's a lot of chocolate here.
Oh, nice. Okay, so aroma, number 2.
So number 2 is flavors.
Flavor.
So you think about everything that you've eaten. Think about all the fruits.
Yes.
You can use a single word as fruity. This coffee is really fruity. But if you want to go deep into it, now you start thinking about all the fruits that you've tested.
Okay.
The strawberries. It's just a little thing that you think of, or that coffee makes you think about.
Yes.
And if you've tested that before, that's exactly what flavor means.
I think a little bit of wood.
Of wood?
Yeah.
Of wood? Let's see. Well, you might be true. Also this is a personal trait.
Yes.
Because what I've eaten in life is totally different to what you've eaten. So to make this flavor wheel, people looked at the most dominating flavors they've got, and that's how they came up with. But we could have different things according to what we normally eat.
Cool. Aroma, taste.
So aroma, flavor.
Flavor, yes.
And we have, it's categorized into 2.
Yes.
We have smell, and these other 4 are for testing.
Okay.
So aroma is for smell, we've done that. Now we are testing.
Yes.
We find the flavors.
Yes.
As you test, you have to think about the acidity part. You normally get that acidity in the side parts of your tongue. Okay. Now if you drink it, make sure you have it all over your mouth.
Let me drink it like a pro.
Yes.
How do you drink it like a pro? Okay.
You slurp.
Not like Sumaya as a pro, but like Malik as a learner to be a pro.
You slurp. You slurp. Slurping helps you to aerate coffee all over your palate.
Okay.
Guhuta byo bavuga mu Kinyarwanda.
Guhuta.
Ako ababyeyi ntago babikunda.
Yeah, that was the question. So can you do this in coffee shop? Is that polite?
Yeah, you should. This is actually what we do here. When we're sipping, we do like you slurp because it helps you to get coffee all over your palate, so that you can be able to find the acidity part and everything. Okay. Acidity. So now that's 3 acidity.
So wait, before when we're still on the acidity, so do I need to find? Is that good coffee has acid or good coffee doesn't have acid? It should have acid because in the green coffee, that is that acidity part of it over here. So as you roast the coffee, a roaster, there's like actually 3 aspects. There is sweetness, acidity, and bitterness. As a roaster, when I'm trying to roast, I want to make sure that I get to that point where everything is well balanced. So you will have to test some acidity in there. Only dark roasted coffee don't really have acidity. Yeah. So acidity, yes. Now we have acidity. The third thing is mouthfeel. Mouthfeel is how heavier the coffee feels in your mouth. Ooh. You know, sometimes you have that light coffee. When you drink it, it feels like water. So you could describe that as watery coffee. And you will have that coffee that is really rich, heavier on your mouth, and you describe it as rich or heavier. And the last thing is aftertaste. Now you've swallowed the coffee. How is it in your mouth? Do you get some nutty, chocolatey kind of thing, some sweetness coming back into your mouth? I am really feeling dark chocolate now. Dark chocolate, exactly. So you describe the aftertaste as dark chocolate. Yes. You don't really, so generally we have 2 things. As a general coffee drinking person, you think about the smell and you think about the aftertaste. So normally when the aftertaste is really bitter, you don't want a dark coffee. Yeah. Let's talk about the cool stuff. So the cool stuff is we all like coffee, right? What are the 5 or less than 5 tips you can give people on coffee? Like drink coffee at what time, how many cups, like anything you can say around the culture of coffee.
Yes. That's always like a personal thing as well. But what I would advise a person, like every single person, I think you really need that thing that boosts you up to go for a day. So every morning you want to have that black coffee, or maybe if you can't do black coffee, just do a cappuccino or a latte. And then maybe at the lunchtime, in the afternoon, I prefer to have iced coffee.
Okay, wait, let's go slow. In the morning,
you have that black coffee, full cup of black coffee.
Full cup,
yes.
Yes.
Or you want to have that espresso if you're an espresso lover. And if you don't do black coffees, just do a cappuccino. It still gives you that it still energizes you.
Okay.
And then maybe on the break time, you could also have a cup.
So that's around 10, 11?
That's around 10 in Rwanda. You could have another.
Cool.
And then at lunchtime or after lunch, I prefer to have iced coffees.
Iced coffee lunchtime.
Yeah, so still we also have different iced coffees. So you could have iced black coffee because it's normally hot in Kigali. So I really want something that will cool me down, but also gives me that energy.
Okay.
So I would have black coffee, but if you don't do black, you could have cold brew with milk or iced latte.
So now, like someone like Dolph,
somebody
how
like
many
Dolph,
cups of coffee would advise them to have per
3
day?
would be fair.
3?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
3 would be great, so we can have more funds to help the farmers.
My heart palpitates when I'm having a lot of coffee.
Yes.
So you need to move to decaf.
No, you just reminded me of one very important thing. As you drink coffee, you really want to have a glass of water on the side. Yes. So that helps you out.
Glass of water every time
Glass
you have
of water.
coffee.
If you have a cup of coffee like this, just have a glass of water or 2. It helps you to dilute the amount of caffeine that you've consumed. Well, I'm not sure, but I don't do alcohol, but thanks for that.
Okay, so what don'ts you advise the audience around coffee? So now number 1 is try to not get addicted. What else can you tell people to avoid when having coffee?
Try to not be addicted. Don't put your coffee beans in the fridge.
Oh, really? I do this.
Oh my God. Well,
but
now
how
you know.
can you keep it now?
Just keep it in the dry and cool area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the fridge was the best idea.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's not.
Cool.
So try to do it, and every single time you open up your bag to get some coffee out, make sure that you seal it again very well and store it in a cool and dry area.
Okay.
Always try to buy beans. If you're not that person that is going to consume the ground coffee within the next 40 days, I recommend you to buy beans, and you can always get it ground slowly and slowly.
Okay. If it's less than 40 days, it's fine. You can get the grounded coffee.
Yes,
cool.
yes, absolutely.
Cool.
And also, it's just about the freshness. You don't really want to have the coffee that has been in your cupboard for 8 months because it loses the aroma. So when you brew it, it doesn't really excite you.
Okay.
And then try to drink coffee. You know, don't miss it. And also always remember, for the baristas, you are the face of the industry, and every single time you're brewing a cup of coffee to everybody, that's how you embrace the work of the farmers, and you're making that guest to come back, and we get revenues, it goes back to them. Okay. And then as a guest, try to be knowledgeable about why do I actually have to drink coffee? When you know all those reasons, then that will make you even drink more.
Okay.
Or maybe drink a little bit more.
Nice.
And the last thing that I would give as a tip will be let's love coffee for the love of it and for the people behind it. Thank you.
All right. So, Sumaya, thank you very much to be our host today. And again, to remind you guys, we have Station Coffee, one of the best places in Rwanda. You can get really good coffee. And thank you for watching us. Please remember to subscribe, send us your feedback, and share the good news. Thank you. Thank you, Sumaya.
Thank you too. Thank you guys for watching this.
All right.
I hope to see you soon.
Thanks. We are going to judge Adolph's skills on iPhone 11 Pro.
He's the best.